Hello there, fourth graders. Today we're going to talk about polygons. And what are they? When you look at all these different shapes here, you'll see that there's so many different types of polygons. And if you look very carefully, each one of those shapes are closed up and they all have lines. A polygon are named according to the number of sides they have, and the lengths of the sides may or may not be the same sides. So there are many different types of polygons that we're going to discuss. So try to really remember them because you always need to know what polygons are by just looking at the sides and counting them. So, which of these, if you look at very carefully, which one of these would be considered a polygon? It's definitely D. And the reason for that is because all the sides are closed, none of them are open, none of them, a polygon is not three-dimensional or two-dimensional, and it has vertices. So if you look over here, this is where it'd be one vertice over here and over here and over here. Each one has a vertex. If you look at this one starts it off, but then it has more of like um, a circular part of their shape, which would not be a polygon. This is just the lines making it looks like a maze, but it's not closed. And this is a three-dimensional. So this doesn't work either. So it's definitely letter D. And the reason why, because it's closed and flat, and each of their sides is a line segment. It has those endpoints, those vertex. The first type of polygon is a triangle. And a triangle has three sides. And that's why I put these little bikes here, because that's a tricycle. A tricycle has three wheels. Well, a triangle has three sides. So that's a certain type of polygon. And this is really important over here because types of triangles, there are four types of triangles. There's an equilateral, an isosceles, a right, and a scalene. An equilateral triangle, if you just look at the word equal, you hear it because all the sides are equal. So right here, every one of these sides are equal to each other. So this is an equilateral triangle. Down here, you could see right away that this is a right triangle because it has a 90-degree angle in it. On the top here is an isosceles. An isosceles has two sides that are equal. And that's why I put these two eyes right here. Because when I talk about an isosceles, I'm going to ask you, how many eyes do you have? Well, you have two. Isosceles, has two sides that are equal. So it's a good way of remembering it. Isosceles, how many eyes do you have? You have two. So two equal sides, two eyes. Isosceles. Scalene, that's the reason why I put a monster over here, because a scalene has no equal sides. They have all different sides, all different angles, all different sizes, and it's kind of like a monster. A monster is all scaly. He's got different type of lengths. He might have one eyeball, one in another direction, another direction, and his arms and legs might be different sizes. So I try to think of a scalene as a scaly monster, all mixed up, all different sizes, all different angles, all different sides. So try to remember all the different types of triangles there are: equilateral, isosceles, scalene, and a right triangle. So there's four types. And try to remember the tricks that I used with it: scalene and isosceles. Okay, continuing on. Another type of polygon is a quadrilateral. And a quadrilateral, quad, meaning that they have four sides. And I put a picture of an actual quad down there because they have four wheels. Quadrilateral is four-sided figure. And some examples of a quadrilateral would be a parallelogram. If you look at it, each side is parallel to the other. A rhombus, I like to call a square that got hit by a bus, because the rhombus is a square, but it's kind of slanted. And it does have those parallel lines in it. But it's a rhombus. It's a square that got hit by a bus. Try to remember that one. A rectangle is parallel lines, and it has right angles in it. In a square, all the sides are equal, and it has right angles in it. Now, the one that I always thought was kind of funny, a shape called a kite. Never knew that there was a shape called a kite. I just thought there was an object called kite. Well, there can be a quadrilateral that's called a kite. And the last one is a trapezoid, and that only has one set of parallel lines. So there are different types of quadrilaterals. And a quadrilateral is a type of polygon because it has 4 sides. Then we have a pentagon. Pentagon, I have a soccer ball up in the corner. And then I also have this building here. And that building is actually located in Virginia. And that is a place, like a war place, where very big, important people in there in our government that talk about type of war strategies or anything that's, that they have to protect the United States. They make all their plans in that building, and it's shaped like a pentagon, has 5 sides, just like soccer ball patches have 5 sides. And so 5-sided polygon are called pentagons. And if you look very carefully, there are 3 different types of pentagons there because they have 5 sides. The next one is a hexagon, and that's a 6-sided polygon. And if you listen, hex, 6, they actually have an X and an X in it. 6 has X in it. Hexagon has X in it. And that's a great way of remembering 6-sided figures as the hexagon. And over here, again, you'll see 3 different shapes that have 6 sides, which is called a hexagon. The next one is the octagon. An octagon, like an octopus, has 8 sides. A stop sign is an octagon. It's an 8-sided polygon, are called octagons. The next one is decagon. Decagon, deca means 10. So like a decade old, if I say something is a decade old, that's 10 years old. Some of you are a decade old. So a decagon is a 10-sided figure. The 10-sided polygon are called decagons. All right, guys. So remember, we have different types of polygons, and inside those different polygons, we had quadrilaterals, which were very special because they had different types of quadrilaterals and also different types of triangles. So if you wanted to review them, rewind the video and go back over those types of polygons so you get very comfortable in the different types of triangles and the different types of quadrilaterals. All right, here we go. What is this name? What is the name of this polygon? The 4-sided figure. What is that called? All right, what's the next one? What is this polygon called? Looks like it has 10 sides. What is the name of this triangle? Remember, special name for this triangle. The triangle is a polygon, but this triangle has a special name because it only has 2 equal sides. What is the name of this triangle? And it looks like it has no equal sides. That's why you see a 1 slash, 2 slashes, and a 3 slashes, means that none of those sides are equal. And that's a certain type of triangle and has a special name. Next one, what is the name of this polygon? Check out the sides. How many sides? And then name it. What is the name of this polygon? The stop sign. How many sides does this have? And then give it a name. And what is the name of this triangle? Looks like all the sides are equal. And all the acute angles are inside of it that are equal also. All right, guys, you are number 1 in geometry. Keep up the great work, and we'll continue to practice this week. Have a wonderful day.